Hi. So I'm Kieran, and my part of this group project is to talk about Indigenous spirituality and how that can be implemented into the school system. I just want to acknowledge that I'm connected to this land, this grass, everything that's living here with me, and the history of this breath. We're sharing the same air, even though you're somewhere different right now, but we are. So, the first premise of Indigenous spirituality: everything is connected. We're all the same organism. We're parts of a bigger organism that's connected. Everything in existence is connected. Everything is in relation to itself, to one another. Give and take, interbeing, interconnectedness. Such a perspective is not so mind-centered, but rather we. What we are is more than this perception of isolation. What we are is the connection between ourselves and the rest of life, however that looks. So everything in existence is connected. Premise 1. Premise 2. Everything is animated. This means basically that everything's alive. Everything's breathing and feeling and living. Maybe not in the way we know or we do. Maybe not even in a way that we can perceive, but all is connected. Everything that's within that is alive. It's life. You know, if you watch a time-lapse video of almost anything, you can see that it's moving and alive and interacting with everything around it, and you can't disconnect anything from that totality. And there's a way of being, a heart-centered way of being, where we can perceive all of it. So that's premise 2. Premise 3 is storytelling, sacred storytelling. As the ways of the universe, of the great mystery, are discovered, they're shared through story. Wisdom is shared through story. Virtue and value, ways of being, it's all shared through story. The interconnectedness of life and all the relations that sustain a tribe or a group or a being is passed on through story. So story unifies communities. It gives people belonging. It connects us to the land that we come from. We're born of the land. We are not without the land, and also the land is not without us. Stories also connect us to history and to our ancestors, and they guide us forwards. The fourth premise is that we are of the land. We are not conquerors of the land. We are not kings of the land. We are of the land. We are born of the land. We are an expression of the land. The land is our body, is our life, is our relations, is our context of being. We are the land. Premise 5. It all happens now. Not in the future, not in the past. Now. In response to immediate needs. The immediacy of being. The totality of being, not just in our minds, but what does it mean to be in our whole bodies, connected in the space with the earth, with one another. Now, premise 5. Premise something. There is no right way. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. Everything is an expression of itself, of the interconnectedness. There's so much more to that, but for sake of time, that's the simple worldview or spiritual lens or relationship to life that is spirituality. And this is my interpretation and experience and understanding of it, of my research, and I do not want to speak irresponsibly for anyone else, so I want to make that clear. So how can this be implemented into school systems? In every and all ways, like all my group is going to talk about, but I'd like to focus on ceremony and ritual. In this book, Touching Spirit Bearer, this young man, he's paying time. It's circle justice, it's community justice, and he gets sent to an island for a year to face himself and right his wrongs. And some elders leave him with a ceremony. And every night, after connecting to life, he builds a fire and he dances around it. And he dances the dance of an animal that he felt that day or connected to. And he lets it out in every way it exists in him. And then after reflects on what he learned from it and shares with others. And this simple ritual connects him to the land and the animals and the day and the time of day, the evening, the fire, to his heart, his vulnerability himself, and to his companions in a profound way. It's a simple ritual, a little ceremony, and it connects him right in to feeling life in a deep, powerful way. And this can be implemented into school systems easily. It can be small things like paying gratitude every day for life or for food or for education or for one another, and making that a ritual or a ceremony, an honoring of life. So short and concise, but it's everywhere, it's in everything, it's in all of us. It's beautiful and alive, and we have a lot to learn from these indigenous traditional ways of being. Thank you.